And we're back on the desk. Camera red over there. So, welcome back, Mr. Murray, excuse me.
It's
I mean,
fine.
no offense.
It's fine.
Where in America are you from?
I'm from Alabama, but I live in Florida.
Okay.
So there you
Whereabouts is Alabama?
go. Just west of Florida.
West of Florida?
Yeah, just
okay.
it borders Georgia to the west border of it.
Oh, really?
Which you would know, obviously, because of Atlanta, so
Yeah.
not too far.
So, what did you make of that match?
Well, it certainly didn't start out the way I expected, right? I mean, we had a 7-0 start from NRG. They won pistol. They won the opening gun round. They're really off to a roll. Legia has all these aggressive pushes on the A side of the map that are brilliant. Peter's opping very well. And so it's looking like they're just going to have this dominant first half from the CT side of Cobblestone against SK, which is just unheard of. But then SK really started turning around, right? They had some really big rounds to come back into that and look more like the SK we're used to seeing.
So you have a clip for us?
Yes, I do.
Where's our clip?
Where is the clip? It's going to be the big question. Hopefully it's going to come up here soon. As this clip that we're going to pick out as we wait for it to come up is basically where the catalyst for the comeback of SK Gaming, basically. This is where you see them pull off a really big clutch round. This is going to be credit to FNX here, who kind of battles his way into a 1v2. You do see Legia kind of slip up here. I think he gave a free 1v1 to FNX, which is something you just can't do against a player of this caliber who's so well known for his clutching ability. And it's also just FNX being able to read this flank. Peter trying to play the long con, moving around, taking his time to come through long B, but FNX was just so aware of it, right? He realizes the timings of how long it's taking for this player to peek him, and now that makes him believe that, okay, long B is really the big option now I have to worry about. So it's just his ability to punish mistakes as well as read clutch situations. And, from that point forward, that's where you got SK rolling. There were a couple other really big rounds, right? The 2v4 that they won in the 26th round was also really big. It just goes to show that you can't give SK a chance to get back into the game. They have such resilience and composure. You can't slip up. When you have a big lead, you have to capitalize on. NRG couldn't do it.
Yeah, I felt like that 2v4 probably was a tipping point where they went from winning the match to losing the match. How do you feel, Dan?
Well, the weird thing is that, generally speaking, for me, the shakiness of SK when it came to dealing with the in the anti-force buys, that was like really weird because they lost, I think, 3 rounds or like multiple rounds where NRG had nothing but just some pistols. And this is NRG on the CT side. That's when it should be easier to play an anti-eco, right? Because you can run your drills and there's various drills. It makes it a lot easier and less. I think you should see less anomalous results in that scenario because you can control more factors as the Ts. I mean, what did you make of that, Dusk? Because it looked like SK were kind of struggling there. NRG getting kills with deagles and stuff like very frequently.
They just responded right back with some of their own shenanigans, right? I mean, you had Fur with that really big triple kill at the Max 7. There were so many situations where NRG could have just clamped down and won this game, probably in dominant fashion, but you just see these crazy plays coming out of people like Fur, FNX particularly. Cold chimed in on that 2v4 you were mentioning. And it wasn't as if NRG wasn't doing it as well, right? They had some pretty crazy rounds that went in their favor. Gob was doing some big damage at Max 7 at times, but it just wasn't to the same level of impact that SK's plays were. And it seemed like every time that NRG were finally finding their footing, they were finally holding SK off, SK would make a big clutch or NRG would make a key mistake. And that's just where you see the difference between these two teams and the level that they can approach the game.
Right then, it's time for our second match of North American ECS. And again, just to clarify, these are not best of 2s between these two teams. It's the same situation we used to have in the old Face It leagues as well. So they're all best of 1s, but it's a home and away system like you would have in football or soccer since it's North America. So the home team, the away team vetoes 2 maps, and the home team picks from the remaining 5. So that's how it works here at ECS. So map 2 and match 2 rather, coming up after the break. See you back here shortly.